how to create rising captions like this. First up, select the letter tool by pressing T or selecting it in the toolbar. Then click once in the program window and type a word out. You can then use the pointer in the program window to select the graphic and move it where you want it to be. Let's just cut the length of that clip. With the playhead at the beginning, press Shift and the right arrow key 6 times, which moves along 5 frames at a time, so that's 30 frames. Then with the clip selected, Ctrl and K cuts the clip. So that's the first word. Now it's just a case of duplicating that clip until we have the whole caption. To do that, hold down Alt on Windows or Option on Mac and drag upwards. And use the pointer to select the graphic in the program monitor and move it to where you want it to be. Same process for the next 6 words in the caption. I'll just press Shift and minus here to minimize the clips on the timeline to give us some more space. And let's finish off those words, rearranging as we go. Probably a good time to edit each one to the correct word. Double click into each word to be able to edit it. And I think I'll bring the last 2 words in underneath and a bit more to the left. And then just to mix it up, I'll change the font on the last word. To do that, select the word, go to properties, down to text and change the font. Okay, that's a bit small. I'll select that word and drag the corner of the bounding box to make it bigger. Now that's done, we can affect these clips like graphics. And talking of affecting graphics, a big update to the Solid Coast Essentials text pack has just dropped. It now has more effects and smoother movements, pre-built and ready to drag and drop. Links in the description, and for the OGs that already have the original pack, just re-download it and you'll get the update free. Let's get back to it. So we were moving on to effects. Select the first clip in your timeline and move over to effects. Then search for transform and drag that to your clip. With the clip still selected, inside Effect Controls, scroll down to Use Composition Shutter Angle and untick that, which enables motion blur, which helps with the smooth look of the effect. And to give us the max amount of motion blur, set the shutter angle to 360. Next up, with the playhead at the beginning of the clip, go up to position and hit the stopwatch to create our first keyframe. Set the height value on that keyframe to 800. Then move the playhead to the middle of the clip and hit the reset button. Then move the playhead to the end of the clip and set the height value to 180. That gives us this movement. Looks okay, but we need a speed change in that movement so that it slows down in the middle. And to do that, we need keyframe graphs. So hit the expand arrow under position, hover over this black line and drag it down. Then select the first keyframe, grab this toggle and drag it right up with the toggle as far to the left as you can. Now grab the second toggle in the center and drag it down and left as far as you can. You might need to go back to the top left toggle to drag that back up. Now the same thing for the right hand side, tweaking it to get it nice and symmetrical. And if we play that back, it now slows down in the middle of the movement. Now let's add some opacity to fade it in and fade it out. Minimize position, move the playhead back to the first keyframe, click on the stopwatch on opacity and set the value on the first opacity keyframe to 0. Now move to the center of the clip and hit the reset button to set it back to 100. Then move on to the last keyframe and set that back to 0. Expand the keyframe graphs under opacity, right click the first keyframe and choose ease out. Now right click the center keyframe and choose Bezier, and right click the last keyframe and choose ease in. So we're nearly there with the fade in and fade out, but let's finish it with some blur. Head over to effects and search for Gaussian blur, choose the legacy one and drag that over to our selected clip, then head up to effect controls and with the playhead at the beginning under Gaussian blur, hit the stopwatch on blurriness. That creates our first blur keyframe, set that one to 70, then head to the center of the clip, set the value there to 0 and head to the end of the clip. And if Premiere doesn't let you move the playhead right to the end of the clip, you can use the keyframe arrows on effects where you've already placed keyframes. Like on transform below, we've placed a keyframe at the end. You can use the right arrow key on that to move the playhead to the end position. Now we can move back up to blur and set the keyframe value there to 70. Now ease those keyframes in the same way. So the first keyframe, ease out, middle one, Bezier, last keyframe, ease in. Now we've made the effect, we can copy it and paste it to all the other clips. To do this, select both of the effects we've created by pressing Ctrl and clicking on each one. Then right click, select copy, click and drag to group select all the other clips on the timeline and press Ctrl and V to paste. As you can see, all the clips are now affected, but they're not synced correctly with the audio. So now it's a case of arranging the clips to sync with the audio, and to do that, just listen to the spoken words and move the clips to the right place. And the final touch is to add a constant rise to the whole lot. And to do that, click and drag over all the clips, right click, nest, give it a name, and head up to effect controls. Move the playhead to the beginning, and under motion, hit the stopwatch on position. Set the height on that to 700, then move the playhead to the end, and set the height on that to 50. And if we play that back, this is what we get. How to create rising captions like this. If you prefer to skip past the creation of the effects and have a collection of smooth presets ready to drag and drop, grab yourself a pack, links in the description. See ya.